Dr. Harold Hagg worked at Bemidji State from the 1930s to the 1970s, and he was a professor of history, and he focused on Minnesota history. Here are some of the items that we actually have in the archives from Dr. Hagg, including Exploring Minnesota, the textbook for Minnesota that he wrote, some Minnesota history journals, and we have some wonderful works by him that were related to the railroad in Minnesota. Charles Satgast was president of Bemidji State from 1938 to 1964 in his passing. He also went to Europe in 1943 to 1946 in order to become a monuments man, so he actually enlisted in the war. And we have a box full of materials from that time, including this stencil that he probably used to stencil his name onto his trunk that he took to Europe with him, and a map that he used while in Europe and in Germany during World War II. In 2019, during the centennial, we kind of accidentally found out that there was a time capsule from 1918 in the cornerstone in Deputy Hall. We weren't really sure how to get the cornerstone out, but the people who do maintenance work finally figured it out and unearthed this wonderful time capsule that was planted prior to Bemidji State even being an institution. In it, we found a number of photographs and paperwork and images from the Bemidji area. Here included was an act actually establishing the school in the north, and we also had a directory of Bemidji and quite a large number of other pieces of paper from businesses around the city. So this is one of the most exciting, newest additions to the university archives. The original Hagg-Sauer Hall came down in 2019, and I was lucky enough to go into the building after everything was moved out and tear these down off the walls. So these are the maps that were on every floor in the stairwells to point out where different things in the building were. Hagg-Sauer went up in 1970 and was dedicated as Hagg-Sauer in 73. You see here we have BSU and this logo, so we're thinking these signs were made in the late 70s. The archives are your resource, so I invite alumni, community members, students, employees, anyone who wants to view the resources that we have here, please come down and see Bemidji's history.